Hi guys, MySpace Secrets here, Monday the 16th of January 2012. Thanks for joining with me today. Very interesting start to 2012. I know that in 2011 many Americans have given up hope last year, and I'm sure unfortunately that 2012 will be worse. And the chance of realizing the dream of becoming successful is slowly receding for millions, because jobs are being lost, savings has run out for people, and people's houses are being repossessed. And this topic has been moved from the headlines because there's so much talk about the US elections coming up, which is months and months away, and people are focusing on who will win. And I'll probably talk about that more later on, maybe another day, as many of our fans are asking what's going to happen there. But at the moment, middle-aged people who thought they would be unemployed for a few months, they're slowly realizing that they're in fact forcibly being retired. And the year 2011, it's going to be remembered as a time when many over-optimistic Americans just simply began to give up hope. I think it was back in the 60s, President John F. Kennedy once said that, a rising tide lifts all boats. But in these changing times, many people and Americans are seeing the boats and oars smashed on the rocks and leaving little hope for its victims. And people who have lost their jobs, they're left high and dry. And they're finding it really hard to get back a job or even hold a job right now. It's even harder for someone in their 50s to get a job, even when the economy is going well. The other problem is college and these young educated people who graduated from college. They have tens of thousands of dollars of education debt, and they can't seem to find any jobs at all. It's a big problem. And also people who have moved in with friends or relatives, they've become homeless. And you're seeing now all these houses that were bought during the property boom, they're still on the market or have been sold for a lot less or a big loss. I mean, the statistics are something like 7 million American families have now lost their home. So there are people giving up, and it's horrible to see. And the hangover from the massive financial and property boom, it's still lingering. And it does spread over to Europe. Contagious spread to Italy, Spain's unemployment levels, which have been 20% near the beginning of the recession, and it's crept up even higher. And the unthinkable, the end of the euro. I mean, that is another possibility that we do actually see coming into fruition. But we will have to see. There's a lot of currency problems right now, including the US, with the printing off of the dollar and a possible QE3 coming on. So there's all these problems out there. They're real problems, and they're not being solved. And right now, as you listen to this, there are talks about what's going on in Europe and also especially in Greece, and what they're trying to do is to try to solve these problems. Now, I'm sure the debt crisis and the euro crisis, they're basically only going to get worse. And if they do come up with some sort of solution, I would not be surprised if they do. It's not going to help things longer term. Eventually, you'll see an amazing collapse in the US, in the European region. It will be bad on one hand, but on the other hand, a cleanup is what's needed, so everyone can basically go back to zero and start afresh. And I guess the good news is that addressing these long-term problems will actually help to solve the short-term problems you're seeing right now. The short-term problems that are creating, all this kerfuffle. And the best places to be in the coming years are those places where the government is actually doing things to improve growth and job creation and a sound currency, and also, to help provide social protection for those at the bottom, and, well, like the sick or the unemployed. But the way the government keep talking about cutbacks, it's stupid, really, because that's not really going to help anyone. Cutbacks in social spending are only just going to worsen inequality and those left out in the cold or struggling right now. But there is a shifting change right now, and here in 2012, there's more people who are simply just going to give up. And I'm here to say, don't be one of them. Yes, I know there are things that will happen in the next 12 months that will be horrible. And no, the government does not have your best interest at heart, I'm sorry to say, even though they tell you that they do. people like Ron Paul do, you can tell that he is one of those people who actually does care. But really, come on, do you really think a man this good with the best solutions to the US and the worldwide problems is going to get into the White House? No way. I mean, as simple as this, they do not want someone in the White House that wants truth and knows what is going on. That is too scary for the government right now because they do not want truth to come out. Now, I'm sure the people movement is going to grow. I have touched on this many times before in the US with the Occupy Wall Street movement, and that arose from the discontent of people about inequalities of the global economic structures. And in 2012, it's only going to have a force of its own and increase. And what is evident to us, and not really the government, is that people are more in tune than the governments around the world realize. And what they're intuitively feeling will begin to become a reality in 2012. That is why people are supporting people like the Occupy Wall Street movement and Ron Paul. But I do doubt that he will get in 2012. But no matter what your thoughts are about 2012, there are definitely changes afoot for the world economies, and the US may be dragged kicking and screaming into these changes, as will the rest of the worldwide economies. Anyway, remember to check out our website at www.forecastfortomorrow.com. The link is in the description below. Thanks for joining with me today. Take care, and remember, do not give up. Stay steadfast and strong, and just do the best you can. Okay guys, thanks for listening. Have a great day. Cheers to you, and talk soon. Okay, bye-bye.